He wrote back and said, 3 questions. 1, are you a native Chinese speaker? What are your credentials to judge my Chinese? This is like the first of a list. Gee, Steve. Yes, what are my credentials? And what are your credentials in Arabic again? And what are your credentials in Polish? And what are your credentials in French or indeed Chinese itself? Okay, good. I did answer his question. I am finding Arabic difficult. So Arabic, according to him, 7 years. Probably haven't improved much since I went to Morocco 5 years ago. Now, this is the most puzzling statement of all. People can take my advice or leave it. However, many tell me that my message and advice gave them confidence and enabled them to learn languages when previously they couldn't. So, Steve, I had an enemy here on the internet who told people that they could eat 5,000 calories a day and lose weight, that they could become slim and muscular while eating 5,000 calories a day. He also said you could eat an unlimited amount of calories a day. This is a direct quotation from this man in his health and workout advice. He said you could eat until you spew. You could keep forcing in the calories until you spew, as long as you buy his book, follow his directions, follow his advice. As you can imagine, there are details there. And I made videos criticizing this, and quite a controversy ensued. But those are claims that are falsifiable. In this instance, of course, they're false. But what could that man, this YouTuber who made a lot of money and got famous, what could he claim to substantiate his own advice? He doesn't have a PhD. You'll be shocked to learn. He doesn't have a university degree in nutrition, dietetics, any kind of science. He doesn't have experience working as a personal trainer. He doesn't have experience as a weight loss coach, helping people who are morbidly obese in hospital. No. What he could do was point to himself. He could point to his own body. He could take off his shirt on camera and say, look at this body. If you want to have a body like this, you can follow these directions, this advice, buy his book, right? And he was guaranteeing to you could eat 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 calories a day and lose weight and have a body like his. Steve, how would you feel if someone like that said the same thing you've just said? Well, people can take my advice or leave it. However, many tell me that my message and advice gave them confidence and enabled them to achieve their goals when they couldn't. And this is exactly the kind of justification I dealt with in the health and fitness world. What does it mean to say people can take my advice or leave it when your entire product, the entire purpose of your channel is promoting and selling this same advice? Okay. Here's the difference, Steve. You can't point to yourself as a success story. You can't point to yourself as a positive example. The empirical method in your case does not even have one specimen to back it up. The level you achieved in Arabic in 7 years is deplorable. It's awful. It's terrible. And you are not willing to treat that as evidence to go back and re-examine the assumptions that are built into your system, right? And to figure out which ones are false, or which ones at least are weak and need to be tested. You dogmatically continue to believe in and preach this method that doesn't work, not even for you. Steve, your own outcomes after so many years with the learning of Chinese are terrible. You want language learning to be an endless hobby for your own entertainment and self-indulgence. But neither a university nor a military organization will agree with your theories of education. Theories that are completely unfounded, theories that are completely untested, unverified, no connection to empirical reality or measurements. Steve, I think you know when you listen to Lao Shu 55,000 and his phrase book knowledge of these languages, where he's just memorized phrase book, you know what's wrong with these videos. You know what's wrong with the Skype style dogs. I think you know the extent to which this whole polyglot internet phenomenon is predicated on a kind of fraud. Steve, when I studied the Laotian language, it wasn't so that I could come here on YouTube and flex and show off for a bunch of teenagers. And it wasn't to sell an app. And it wasn't to get laid at a polyglot conference. I was actually trying to help people. I was actually trying to make the world a better place. And it's incredibly humbling. It's incredibly demoralizing. It's incredibly exhausting and denigrating to really go out and try to do humanitarian work. What about you, Steve? Your kids are fully grown and moved out of the house. You have plenty of money. You don't need the money, Steve. We both know that. You're in a position to give back. You're in a much better position to do humanitarian work than I was when I'd finished my BA in university, right? You know what, Steve? You could be in Laos right now. You could be in Cambodia right now. You could be in Myanmar right now. You could be in Libya right now. You could be in Syria right now. But even if you were going to stay within the United States and Canada, you know there are places where you could be making a positive difference right now. There are people who need help, and you have the ability to help them, right? Whether you're thinking of the Cree and Ojibwe, whether you think of going to El Paso, Texas, whatever it is.
Now, this nihilism runs deep, and it conveys and betrays a certain contempt